Okay, we're talking about some ideas for the COVID-19 issues that we're going through and what you can hold through this tough time. And we're revisiting names that we talked about on March 29th under the assumption that this would be obviously a difficult market and what stocks might actually do okay in this environment. And sometimes the obvious is just the best ideas, okay? And I'm sticking with it. But I want to go over them and remind people of what we said and that we're still saying. So let's zoom in a little bit here on the names. And there we go. Okay, so Medtronic. This was the list from March 29th. I'm using the March 27th price because that was the close the previous day. Okay? And it was over the weekend, so this must have been a Friday price. We did that video on Monday the 29th. Okay, so Medtronic closed at $89.89. It's now $101.54. That's a 12.96% gain, and obviously it's done well. And we can go through the list. And on average, we're up 13.64%. That's the S&P. It was covered by my video here, but that was the S&P. It was up 11% over the same time frame. So on average, we are beating the S&P by 2.56. The S&P has roared back in some, really interesting names, ones that were beaten up more than these. But overall, you just take the obvious, and you've done quite well. Okay, and I'm sticking with it. And by the way, these are lower risk too. So not only did you get as good or better than the S&P, you also really removed a lot of risk. Okay, and I think this is going to happen or hold true going forward for the next month or so, or maybe longer. Hard to say exactly. But Medtronic is a medical devices company, so they could make potentially ventilators, things like that. So obviously it makes a lot of sense, and testing, and it makes a lot of sense to be in Medtronic, and it's a great company. As I said then, and I'm saying it again now, we would never buy these just for the COVID issue either. So just because they make some equipment that we need now, it needs to be a good company regardless. So if this thing does kind of dissipate, when we get a vaccine or something, something wild happens, you're not just standing there with this company that only worked in that environment. It should work anyways. There was good companies regardless. That's super important. Okay, so this Resmed, that's the next one. That clearly does ventilators. It's crystal clear on their website that they make ventilators. Okay, you may be more familiar with them with the CPAP machine. So if you have trouble sleeping and you snore a lot, they have a machine for that, and it's related to ventilators. And they actually make real ventilators too. So it's not like they have to adapt it. They make ventilators today. Okay, up 13% over that time frame. Quest Diagnostics, that's clearly in the testing and diagnostics of the COVID-19. They do lots of diagnostic tests too, so like I said, it's good no matter what. Danaher is actually not that much into the COVID-19. They have a few little things, but mostly it's just a really good medical devices company. And I thought it would do well regardless, because medical devices are not going to be going down in this environment. Sanofi is into vaccines and is working very hard on a vaccine for the COVID-19. That's down the road, but it's in that game. But it's a good company anyways. They make vaccines for other things, so a high-quality company. Abbvie, also potential vaccine and treatments. Gilead was in the news. In fact, see how funny, it's kind of really strange sometimes, the way the market works. Gilead has a treatment that actually had some good results, and the stock popped on Friday. I guess it's April 20th today on Monday, so that must have been the 17th, Friday the 17th. It popped because they had some good results from their drug called Remdesivir. So you would think it'd be up more, but this is the nature of the market. But this is a good company regardless. Okay, they had some issues with their some of their drugs coming off patent, but that seemed to have stabilized anyways. And then you got the optionality, let's call it, of this COVID-19 treatment of Remdesivir. Activision Blizzard. Okay, so this is more of a stay-at-home, play video games. People do that. That's pretty normal reason to play this company in this environment. But again, I thought it was a good turning point for the company, anyways. And then get this extra little bonus of people staying home and playing video games. Metro. It doesn't get any simpler than this. It's a grocery store. If it's a Canadian company, it trades in Canada. I don't think it has a U.S. listing. So if you're an American listener, I don't know if you can actually buy this one. You might be able to, but it's definitely listed in Toronto. It is the best grocery operator, in my opinion, in North America. It has the best financial numbers, at least. And it's clearly packed. So don't look beyond the obvious. Okay, Loblaws is another good grocery store in Canada. And by the way, these both of these have drugstore chains attached to them as like subsidiaries or part of their brand. So Loblaws has Shoppers. Metro has, I think it's Rexall. I think that's right. Both good. Both, obviously people are going. Drugstores are essential services, and drugstores are little mini grocery stores now. Anyway, so these are both great. Don't overlook the obvious. Dollar General, it's just a dollar store where it's still open. It's considered an essential service. Same with Dollarama. That's the Canadian kind of version of Dollar General. Look at Dollar General is up 22%, all-time high. Couple more ideas that I should have done back then, but Amazon is an obvious one, and you can still buy Amazon. Amazon's at an all-time high. They hired 150,000 workers recently because of the demand for everything that they're shipping out, right? And they have Whole Foods. I mean, let's not look past the obvious, okay? Gold companies. I did a little bit on gold, and if you go to our YouTube channel, you'll see some of the gold ideas. I'll just list them here. We like B2 Gold, is probably our favorite. Barrick Gold, Newmont, Kinross, Torex. I mean, there's more, but I think you can definitely buy gold. People flock to gold. It's a kind of a currency. It's got a weight around the world. So as U.S. currency comes down, gold automatically goes up because it's priced in U.S. dollars. But also, people just want to put their money into gold as a safe haven, okay, and including central banks, okay. So lots of reasons to be in gold. I think you got to keep holding some of those gold companies. They've been our best performers. B2 Gold in the month of April, and this I'm filming this on April 20th. It's up 50% in April, and it's not a reason to sell either. It still has lots of potential, producing at a good rate, even though there are some, not full shut-ins, but slowdown of production because you can only have so many workers on site. They're doing social distancing as well, but they are mining in some of their mines. I talked to some of my colleagues, and so some of them are shut down completely, not B2 Gold, but some other companies, but they're saying that doesn't matter. They're trading fine anyways because the gold's still there, right? And the gold price keeps going up, and then they'll get back in there eventually, get it out, and get hopefully a good price still. So there's our ideas. You gotta stick with the obvious for now. There'll be a time to buy the more beaten up but really good names, but I think you want to stick with the ones that are actually doing okay in this environment for the time being.